Hello everyone, welcome back. So this is going to be a pre-recorded video and yes, so today we are going to be beginning with the new topic of this is the last part of genetics that I skipped, and I know many people find it a bit boring, lengthy, and because this chapter is mostly memory based, all right, but still I will try my best to make it interesting for you. And actually, this chapter has a lot of significance and it is very important to learn. So let us begin with the chapter of evolution. All right. So before that. Let me introduce myself and take you through all the benefits of subscribing to Unacademy. So, hello everyone. I'm Janani Saptharishi, and I'm a third year biotechnology student, and I will be teaching biology for class 12. And for the students, those who are aspiring to crack their NEET UG examinations. So, let me introduce you a new feature of Unacademy of the subscription part, that is your iconic subscription. So this is the feature that Unacademy has recently launched, and it is really a very helpful one. So you will have what are benefits you get from this? It is that you will have a personal mentor. So you will get one-on-one guidance. There will be someone who will strategize for you, who will help you to plan, and they will align your learning. All right, and all your concerns will be resolved. Then you will have live doubt solving sessions. That means. And session will be created exclusively for you. You can one to one connect with your educator and you can get all your doubts clarified. And along with that, we'll also have parental connect. That means all your progress and everything will your performance report will be discussed with your parents, and they will be getting a weekly report of your performance. So this will highlight all your strengths and weaknesses, and you will know on which points you need to work more. And along with that, you can avail all the benefits of plus. So what is the benefit of a plus subscription? So plus subscription means that you will have daily live classes, and along with that, you will get access to live tests and quizzes that is conducted of almost every topic, and they are also conducted on a very regular basis. So you have there it is conducted in a very interesting way. You have poll, all right, and then there is a leaderboard that displays. So you will know, you can self evaluate yourself and you will know where you stand in the competition. Then we offer you a very structured course that is very much in line with your syllabus. And also keep in mind that we offer you complete syllabus coverage, so you can prepare for any examinations you want with an academy. But when you choose your goal, we offer you all the subjects that is required to crack that particular examination. So that is a big advantage. And also you get unlimited access to all the live and the recorded lectures, and all the quizzes, test notes and everything. And you can, the best thing is that you can access through any of your device, be it a phone, laptop or an PC. You'll have access to all the live classes and you will be on board with the top educators of India. You will have a very comprehensive syllabus, and all you have to do is go and download this Unacademy learning application, and you can connect with me through the Telegram application also. All this will be given in the description box below. And see, what is the basic difference between the plan of a plus and an iconic? So in the plus, you will be on board with the India's best educators in both of them, and you will have interactive live classes in both of them. You will gain access to live tests and quizzes in both of them. You will also have a creative corner. Now, in iconic, what are the additional things that you'll get is that you will have a personal mentor to guide you. You will have live doubt clearing sessions, and you will have a parental connect. Along with that, you will be giving a study planner which will help you to plan and strategize for your examination. Now, uh, coming to the plus subscription of class 12, I would recommend you most the 12-month subscription plan. See, why I recommend you the most is, first of all, it is very economic. You get access for 12 months in just 15,000 rupees. And moreover, to prepare for an examination like NEET, you'll at least need 12 months in hand. And if you're already in your class 12, I would suggest you to take up the 6 month plan. Now, you can use my code Janani. All right. So you will get an additional 10% discount to the subscription. And then coming to the iconic one, your 12-month plan is again very beneficial. You'll get it in 28,000 rupees. And when you use my code, you can avail it in 25,200 rupees. So, yes, as I told you, Unacademy provides you with live classes, interaction with the educator, live polls, and leaderboards that are conducted, your test series, and also it analysis. And all you have to do is download the app and go and select your goal. So your goal is basically your CBSE class 12. And coming to the subscription plan, as I've told you, once you get done with all these steps, the last step will be your payment, where you have to input my code SP Janani. All right. Now, this is another very exciting feature called as a special class. So, a special class is something that is you'll get for absolutely free. So here, whatever lectures I take, whatever quiz I take, you can access it just with use by using my code, that is Janani. So these are the steps that are given. Just take a snapshot of it. And remember that when this is completely free, all you have to do is use my code Janani, and you will get access to all the free content. So similarly for the quiz, again, it's just a small step change. You have to select special, and then you have to click on join quiz, and again use my code, the same code Janani. So you will get access to all my free quizzes. Fine. So I'm having a live quiz on genetics at 10 p.m. Just go download the Unacademy app, search for me, and enter the code. And I hope you'll enjoy this quiz. Now, um, yes. So let's start with today's topic, that is organic evolution. So, as I told you, this is a quite lengthy and a memory based chapter. So, I'll try to make it interesting for you, and we will have small parts of this. I'll not take it in one shot, so that it is easier for you. And by doing it every day, a bit by bit, it will help you to retain more, and since it's memory based, and you have many things to remember in this chapter, but at the end it is scoring, and also it becomes quite interesting. All right, we are studying about biology, and if you're here, I'm assuming that you have interest in biology and you aspire to take up any of the fields related to it. So we first need to begin with life, okay? And in this chapter we'll beautifully see that how life originates, all right? And then we'll move to evolution. So even before evolution, you need to know that how, from where did the life originate. All right, so we'll be discussing many theories about origin of life in this particular lecture. I hope you find this quite interesting. And if you do not want to miss any updates, please do remember to subscribe and like my videos. Fine. Now, Earth basically is made up of animate and inanimate things. Alright, what do I mean by animate and inanimate? That means it has living and non living components. Fine, so that is what comprises of my Earth. And these matter undergo, both the animate and the inanimate, they undergo changes from time to time, or basically they evolve. Alright, so organic evolution is basically Darwin's playfield and the mystery of mysteries. So, gone are the days when people believed that some supernatural force created this world and that the earth had all current flora and fauna right from the beginning. See, we all know that. Let me take the example of a man. So, we have evolved from the apes to being a man. Uh, from the start we were not like this, okay? We have undergone many modifications. So that is what it said, that it is not a supernatural force that created it, and it was not the same right from the sorry, it was not same right from the beginning. Okay, now the term organic evolution was given by Herbert Spencer. Please remember this point, it is quite important. All right, now the core of the evolution spins around the word alleles. All right, alleles are basically nothing but your contrasting traits and the changes in their frequency, with several natural phenomena governing them. So, See, there's a long history basically of you know of how and it the earth originated. There are many theories, and this is all studied under the subject of in the broader category known as evolutionary biology. Fine. So this is a very broad field, and there are many theories that will come up and about all this phenomena, and this is basically referring to the Hardy-Weinberg's principle. We'll come to this later. I'm just giving you an overview. Then we have Lamarck is recognized to be the first person to have proposed an organized theory to explain evolutionary processes, which was based on the theory of inheritance of acquired characters. Then you have Lamarck. Lamarck is basically he was the first person to have proposed an organized theory to explain evolutionary processes. Okay? Then अब आया डार्विन. डार्विन basically he is the author of the book called as the Origin of Species, and this book was revolutionary. That means it was really a highlight, and this the human approach to this mystery of mysteries and the evolution, better called as organic evolution. इस बुक से हमें ऑर्गेनिक एवोल्यूशन के बारे में काफी और जानकारी मिली थी. Natural selection, according to Darwin, is the force that selects the fittest. तो डार्विन के अकॉर्डिंगली नेचुरल फिटनेस करके उन्होंने एक थ्योरी दी थी. इसके बारे में भी हम डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे, जहां पे उन्होंने कहा गया था कि सिर्फ फिटेस्ट जो है वो आगे सर्वाइव करते हैं, एंड द वीकर वंस विद टाइम दे diminish off. All right. Now, yes, and the one who's the fittest will also have many features to adapt themselves and evolve accordingly. Fine. Now, it passes its special features of survival, and over a long time, the slow and gradual accumulation of beneficial variation causes the speciation. Then we had Hugo D. Virus. He told us a lot about mutations. So, this is just an overview of the chapter that I'm laying here. We'll be discussing all these points in detail. Now, the present day concept of evolution is the gradual change of the allelic frequency. Now, we'll come to this all later. And yes, so now I need to begin with what exactly do I mean by evolution. So, by evolution, I basically refer to a gradual change. All right. Yes. So evolution is a branch of biology, as I told you, evolutionary biology, that deals with the origin of life and diversity of organism of Earth through ages. So we are going back in times like till the Big Bang theory of how the Earth was formed, how the universe was formed. वहां तक हम जा रहे हैं, and we are studying that how life originated. So we have many theories, not everything is accepted, and we basically have no proof. They are the accepted and the most relatable theories, I could say. And we'll be studying many of them in the first video itself. Just a moment. Huh? All right, fine. Now, the meaning of evolution literally means unfolding or rolling out. All right, that means to develop through a gradual process. Now, the word organic evolution, as I told you, was given by Herbert Spencer. Now, nothing in biology makes sense except in the light. Nothing in biology makes sense except in the light of evolution. This was said by Dobzhansky. Dobzhansky. Fine. Now, coming to the origin of life, many theories were proposed, as I told you, but most of them are only of historical importance. That means there are many that is accepted, that is many that is not accepted, and everything has an historical importance. So, before that, let me take you through the Big Bang theory. All right, I'm sure you must have heard it, and you must be familiar with it. But before even life, we need to know that, see, basically, why do we need life? We basically need life to reproduce and maintain continuity. So before that, the life of our human life has originated in the earth, which is in the Milky Way. Milky Way is a part of the universe. So you need to first know that how the universe was created, and it was done 20 billion years ago. All right, so you can Imagine that how old our universe is, and let me take a darker color. Yes, and it is said, according to the Big Bang theory, that the universe came out through a single explosion. ठीक है? And इस explosion में it causes many temperature change and the basically the volume. See, एक्सप्लोजन हुआ इसीलिए वॉल्यूम जो है वो एक्सपैंड हुआ एंड द टेम्परेचर केम डाउन एंड सम गैसेस इट इज सेड दैट बिकॉज ऑफ दिस एक्सप्लोजन ठीक है देयर वर मेनी गैसेस लाइक हाइड्रोजन एंड हीलियम दैट वर रिलीज्ड आउट इनटू द atmosphere. All right. Then these hydrogen and helium gases were formed, and earlier in the earth, even the atmosphere was not present. Okay. Earlier, Earth में there was no atmosphere, fine, not present. Now, over the time, it has taken many years that these gases have basically see. Earlier, as I told you, there was hydrogen and helium. Then there were because of volcanic eruptions. All right, because now I'm talking about Earth. ठीक है, Earth में काफी सारे volcanic eruptions हुए जिसके वजह से gases like methane, hydrogen, and some amount of water vapor and everything was released out. All right, there was even a large amount of ammonia. So they all readily went and combined with the oxygen. Therefore, there was no free oxygen in the environment. This I'm talking in the beginning, काफी years पहले. And moreover, yes, now, what all the water vapors were there, they went and formed basically O2 formed O3 that became your ozone. All right, and this ozone started making like it started packing up the earth and it made a protective layer. तो अब मेरा ozone layer बन चुका है. Which an ozone layer ने क्या किया? इन्होंने basically हमारे harmful UV radiation से ये हमें बचाता है. ये आप सबको पता होगा. सो दिस इज हाउ द ओजोन लेयर वाज फॉर्म्ड. इट वाज अ स्टेप बाय स्टेप. पहले एक्सप्लोजन हुआ पूरे इसका एंड इट इज अज्यूम दैट see in this large explosion there were many pieces and all these pieces formed some of the other planets, stars, asteroids, everything was formed. Then volume expanded, temperature came down, then there, one of the pieces of this explosion was your earth. Then in Earth, they had some favorable temperature and atmosphere earlier was not present. Then Earth में काफी ज्यादा volcanic eruptions हुए जिनमें से काफी gases emit हुए जो जाके readily O2 के साथ bind हुए. ठीक है? Earlier, all right. So just write it down here with the another color. This is a very important point that you need to remember that earlier we had an reducing atmosphere. All right, but now like I would say now or at present we have an oxidizing atmosphere. So you need to remember this point. Earlier मैं कितने early की बात करूँ, बहुत पहले जब अर्थ में लाइफ इवॉल्व हो रहा था तब हमारे पास reducing atmosphere थी. Now we have an oxidizing atmosphere. All right, so these are the things that you need to keep in mind. Okay. Now, coming to the origin of life, there are many theories that have been proposed, and we will be looking at some of it. But as I told you, they all are of historic importance. Now, coming to theory of special creation. Theory of special creation. See, these are the different theories we are going to be talking about, and let us start with the theory of special creation. They said that the earth was basically created with a divine power. That means, like even in the Bible, it according the Bible and also your Hindu mythology supports these theories. Fine. So, according to Hindu mythology, Brahma was the creator, and Manu and Shraddha were the first human beings. And according to the Bible, there is a chapter called as Genesis, where it says that Adam and Eve are the first person or human beings that God themselves placed on the earth. So they basically refer to a supernatural or a divine power that brought life on earth. Now, then you have the cosmozoic theory that is also known as the panspermia theory. तो पैंसपर्मिया थ्योरी ये कहते हैं कि यूनिवर्स में और काफी ऐसे प्लैनेट्स होंगे अपार्ट फ्रॉम अर्थ, एंड बेसिकली द स्पोर्स, ऑलराइट, ये स्पोर्स and sperms have traveled from these different areas and they have fallen on the earth, and from those spores or sperms the life has generated in the earth. So life might have existed elsewhere in the universe and it might have reached the earth in the form of cosmozoa or panspermia. पैंसपर्मिया इसीलिए कहते हैं बिकॉज उन्होंने एक पॉइंट मेंशन किया था कि दूसरे जगह से यहाँ पे वो कैसे आ सकता है, जब किसी एक कैलामिटी के वजह से स्पोर्स या स्पर्म्स यहाँ वहाँ उनकी रैंडम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हो जाए, एंड नाउ दे आर फेवरेबल टेम्परेचर इन द अर्थ एंड दे विल स्टार्ट their own life. Fine. So now coming to the theory of spontaneous generation, or that is also known as a abiogenesis. इसमें कहा गया है कि life originated from non-living or decaying and rotting things like manure, dew, your cow dung, etc. All right. So this was greatly opposed by Pasteur. All right. So this theory was opposed by Pasteur. All right. Pasteur ने ये कहा कि लाइफ हमेशा प्री एग्जिस्टिंग लाइफ से ही फॉर्म हो सकती है, बट this theory of spontaneous generation has an experimental proof to it. So what is the experimental proof? Basically, flesh was taken, it was cooked, all right, and three types of containers were taken. One was closed with the parchment lid, one was closed with the muslin cloth, इसमें था मेरा lid, and one was left open. ठीक है. Now it was थोड़े टाइम तक इसे ऐसे ही रखा गया. Then we observe flies सबके ऊपर थे. इसके मेम्ब्रेन में काफी, मसलिन क्लॉथ के मेम्ब्रेन में काफी थोड़े बहुत फ्लाइज दिखाई गए, but it could not enter. There was a barrier. Here there were no flies because it had a lid completely covered. All right. Here this is a piece of flesh basically. All right. So ये जो भी है यहाँ पे flesh है. And the one that was open, above that flesh, the mosquitoes had their larva. Alright, so it says that flesh जो है वो तो अभी non-living है, but it is supporting a living thing, that is the larva of these maggots. Fine, so this is the and there were no maggots near the flesh in the other two jars. So this is the theory that supports the spontaneous generation or the abiogenesis. Fine. Now, then we have theory of catastrophism. That means it states, it was proposed by George Cuvier, and it says that it was subjected to periodic catastrophes. That means previous disasters. Fine. So all the living organisms would once die, and then from there new organisms would be created after every catastrophe. Catastrophe means any of the disaster. Fine. So this is how it was. Now coming to theory of biogenesis. ये Louis Pasteur ने दिया था, and he experimented and supported this theory by the swan neck flask experiment. So all living organism originated from the pre-existing organism. Alright, so ये था इनका basic. This is very important. This experiment is also very important, and it said that life can only originate from your pre-existing organisms. Clear? Now let us take a look at the swan neck experiment. So yes, some of Pasteur's flasks are still free of microorganisms. Okay, fine. So yes, we'll start with the A point. So each of Pasteur's broth filled with flask was boiled to kill all the microorganisms. तो इन्होंने एक broth लिया, चिकन सबसे पहले इसको boil किया so that all the microorganisms die. Then अभी सारे microorganisms dead है, यानी कि कोई भी अभी living material present नहीं है. Then now this flask is an S shape. You can see its neck goes somewhat like this. So hence it was called a swan neck flask. Clear? Now this flask is S shaped and the neck allowed air and prevented microorganisms from entering the flask. इसको swan neck इसीलिए रखा गया so that it will prevent the microorganisms to enter the flask. ठीक है? and its neck, yes, neck हो गया, and but it allowed the air but not any of the microorganisms. Now Pasteur tilted the flask, allowing the microorganisms to enter the broth. फिर पास्चर ने फ्लास्क को ऐसे टिल्ट किया ताकि अभी माइक्रोऑर्गेनिजम्स एंटर हो सके. Now as soon as it tilted and the microorganisms entered the flask, ठीक है, जैसे ही microorganisms ने enter कर लिया, now he saw that microbes soon grew in the broth, ठीक है, showing that they came from other microorganisms. See, earlier when he boiled and there was a swarm net, there were no microorganisms that were seen. As soon as he made an entry point for the external microbes to enter that broth, we could immediately see the growth of microorganisms. So that is what he said, that life always originates from pre-existing organisms. Fine. Now coming to the theory of chemical and biological origin of life, which is also known as the causative theory. So this was proposed by Oparin and Haldane. Alright, it is also called as the Oparin-Haldane theory. Now, primitive organism evolved spontaneously. इसे spontaneous generation theory भी कहते हैं, from inorganic substances as a result of physical forces. So this lightning, ultraviolet radiation, volcanic activity, etc. तो ये उनका stimulus था, ठीक है. So this is all considered as a stimulus which caused organism to spontaneously evolve from inorganic substances. Let us look in more detail. So this origin was life was primarily a phenomena of chemical evolution that later led to biological evolution. So chemical evolution, so it was approximately this, it is 4.5 to 5 billion years ago. Fine. And it slowly cooled down over millions of years. And during this process, the lighter elements such as helium, hydrogen, nitrogen float to the surface, formed and primitive atmosphere, as I told you. ठीक है. मैंने बिग बैंग थ्योरी एक्सप्लेन करते वक्त भी अर्थ का भी बताया था आपको. And they may be primitive atmosphere. Primitive atmosphere यानी कि atmosphere, wait, primitive, so the primitive atmosphere was reducing in nature. Now, this was hot with abundance of hydrogen and absence of free oxygen. And there was also an absence of free oxygen. ठीक है. तो पहले जो एटमॉस्फेयर था, like 5 million years ago, see, only from the volcanic eruptions the temperature was very high and hydrogen, helium, methane, ये सारे gases जो है वो release हुए थे, and oxygen readily combined with these gases. Hence, there was no free oxygen left in the atmosphere, and hydrogen काफी abundance में था. ठीक है. Now, the elements that were combined and formed as compounds such as ammonia and methane. तो जैसे मैंने कहा कि काफी elements एक दूसरे के साथ combine किए and ammonia and methane जैसे molecules बने. So first you had like hydrogen, helium, carbon, all right. Then they form these compounds called as ammonia and methane. So that is what it showed here. Then you have your so here you have methane, water, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen cyanide. Then they form organic molecules. From organic molecules, they form organic polymers. From that, the monomers also will contribute to them, and finally, your organic polymers, यानी कि आपके DNA, RNA ये सब फॉर्म होते हैं. Right? So yes. So the water vapor in the atmosphere, all right, they have started condensing them, getting condensed into rain. And this rain made up, which ran over the land and streams, finally they made oceans. Fine. So now you have seen that how compounds were found, that is ammonia, CO2, etc. Now you also oceans are also formed. ठीक है. Ammonia, methane, etc. were washed down along with the rain water. ठीक है. अभी ये now in the atmosphere it is a reducing atmosphere. ठीक है. Ammonia, methane ये सब बहुत abundance में. अब जब rain आ रहा है ठीक है, या बारिश आ रही है, तो क्या हुआ, मिनरल्स एंड रॉक्स वर डिसॉल्व्ड बिकॉज ammonia and methane was dissolved into the rainwater and it reached the earth. Now it led to accumulation of minerals. That means weathering. The process of weathering of rocks has started. So relative highly reactive radicals such as CH and CH2 are condensed to form variety of hydrocarbons. ठीक है, ये इन्होंने लीड किया बहुत वैरायटी के हाइड्रोकार्बन्स के प्रोडक्शन में. फाइन. Now, they reacted with ammonia and water to produce various simple organic molecules like sugar, amino acid, fatty acid, purines, pyrimidines, which formed nucleoside and nucleotides. Fine. Now, all these reactions occurred in pools of boiling water on the ocean, which was described as the hot dilute soup by the prebiotic soup by JBS Haldane. तो इस टाइम ओशन के टेम्परेचर काफी हाई थे एंड हेंस इट वाज कॉल्ड एज अ हॉट डाइल्यूट सूप और आल्सो योर प्रीबायोटिक सूप. प्रीबायोटिक सूप इसीलिए क्योंकि हम बिलीव करते हैं कि सारी लाइफ फॉर्म्स जो है वो ओशन से जनरेट हुई है. Alright, so that becomes your prebiotic soup. Fine. Now, in this prebiotic soup, simple organic molecules produced and developed into complex polymers like polysaccharides, proteins, fats and nucleic acid. यहाँ पे जितने भी सिंपल ऑर्गेनिक मॉलिक्यूल्स थे ये सब चेंज हुए पॉलीमर्स में. कौन से पॉलीमर्स? पॉलीसैकेराइड्स, प्रोटीन्स, फैट्स एंड न्यूक्लिक एसिड. ठीक है. Now, nucleic acid and proteins combine to form something called as a nucleoprotein. Now, I'll just summarize it for you. So earlier, everything was formed in free radicals. So you had all these elements. Yes. So these are your basic elements that exist. Now they formed inorganic compounds. ठीक है, इनऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स यानी कि आपका H2O बना, CH3 बना, अमोनिया बना, ये सब कंपाउंड्स बने, इवन योर ऑक्सीजन. फाइन. नाउ फ्रॉम दिस इनऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड दे फॉर्म्ड ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स. ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड से बना हमारे सिंपल ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स. ठीक है. नाउ सिंपल ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स बेसिकली मेड कॉम्प्लेक्स ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स. Your complex organic compounds is nothing but your DNA, RNA, nucleic acid, polysaccharides, etc. from which life generated. So this is an overview of your chemical evolution. Okay, which was later it led to organic evolution, and in this another important point is your rain. Rain kahan se aaya? Basically all the water vapor condensed, all right, and they formed rain which made ocean. Which made ocean. Okay? And it is said that life generated from ocean, and ocean is your prebiotic soup. All right. So I hope this is clear. So I think we'll stop with this today because we have discussed all the important theories. And the next class we will start with the biological evolution. This we'll discuss in the next class. So let us just revise quickly. The first theory we saw was about the wait. So the first theory that we saw was the which was the special creation one. All right. Wait. So let us just revise this slide. So the first theory, special creation, that was said to be formed by divine forces. All right. तो ये कहा गया था कि divine forces से आ रहा. ठीक है, supernatural. Then we have cosmozoic, that means theory of panspermia. That means it came from other planets. All right, how did it come from other planets? Basically, spores or sperms were transferred. Fine. Now, then came this theory of spontaneous generation, that is abiogenesis, which said that decaying matter से हमारा life produce हुआ. Fine. Then you have the theory of catastrophism, which जो कहता है कि disaster के बाद क्या होता है? After a disaster there is new life or new organisms that are formed. Then you have the theory of biogenesis that was given by Pasteur, which said that only with pre existing life forms uh, new life can be formed. And last but not the least, you have the coercive, that means or chemical evolution, about which we have just discussed in detail. Fine. So I hope all these theories are clear to you and you find this video helpful. Now, if you like this, please go like my video and do subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. And as I told you, for the special class, you can join with me for the special quiz of genetics. All you have to do is use my code. So my code is Janani. ओके, ये कोड अगर आप आपके अनअकैडमी के ऐप में डाउनलोड करके स्पेशल क्लास में जाके देखोगे तो आप ये कोड से मेरे सारे लाइव कंटेंट्स को एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. फाइन. थैंक यू सो मच. बाय. गुड नाइट. गुड डे.